Hi, Megan.
Hi, can you hear
How
me?
are you? Nice to meet you. You're perfect. How
Okay,
are
great.
you?
I'm good.
Thanks for accepting me.
Of course. Thank you for inviting me.
This is so cool. Let's see. Okay, we got two people, and let's just wait a little bit longer. How are you? How was your Christmas?
Oh, good. My cat's trying to move my camera right now.
Of course. That's the. I mean, that's a good thing.
He's
Let's
showing off
see.
his beautiful tail.
Of course, yeah. What's your cat's name? Hi, little one.
This is Griffin.
Griffin. How many cats do you have?
I have four.
Wow. I have
Oh, I'm jealous.
Megan, Lynn Kott.
Yes.
Is that correct, right?
Yeah.
Megan. Okay. She's a Milwaukee-based illustrator and author of projects including Cat Lady Old Maid game. Is that a game? Cat Tarot, which I got today, but for some reason I cannot find it. My husband just went down and looked for it, and so I have no idea where it is.
Oh,
It should be around. I mean, it should be here maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure. And Familiars, all released from Chronicle Books. She has collaborated with Maximum Fun, Tea Collection, Mailbox, and others. And Kitten Lady, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Griffin. Okay. So for her first word was kitty. Is that true?
Yeah. We had a cat when I was a baby named Bear, who was a tabby cat, and I was
Okay.
obsessed with her. And my mom tried to get me to say like other things, but she's like kitty, kitty, and that was my first word.
So that was your first word. That's funny. Okay. Tell us who are you? What do you do? I mean, most of us know know that wonderful art that you do, but you can tell us, please.
My name is Megan Lynn Kott, and I am a watercolor illustrator of cats and other creatures, and I specialize in litter box humor, which is my version of potty humor.
It is so good. It's so funny. And how do you come up with all those phrases and quotes and stuff?
Um, it's sometimes I find a cat photo or cat expression that I like, and I'll a lot of my work is like Frankensteining different reference photos together to get like what I want.
I like that
And then
term,
sometimes I come up,
Frankensteining.
yeah,
That's
it's
good.
true. And then sometimes I come up with a phrase and then have to find like reference to
I mean, your
go
art
with
is
it.
so cool.
Oh,
Why did you start? I mean, like doing art. Why is it like from when you were a little girl, or
yeah, I like don't remember a time when I didn't do art. My mom would take pieces of paper to my high chair so I could draw and paint. We found a painting I did of a cat that is giant and purple, and it has a big red bow on it that I did when I was a little baby when I was visiting my mom last year or something.
that's great. Okay, so you have been doing art since you were just a tiny girl. Okay, how do you define your art style?
I think it's not quite like stylized realistic maybe because I usually follow colors that are pretty close to life but like adding weird elements like almost like a Wayne Thiebaud kind of hot shadow or like a rainbow spectrum throughout the cat that
Yeah,
maybe
that
you don't see like on the surface. You're like, oh, that's a black cat, but black cats actually have like all of the colors in them.
oh, I would say that black cats. I mean, when they reflect a light, they have like the most colors.
So
It's just
beautiful.
it is. I mean, I have a black cat. Her name is Kali,
Mm-hmm.
like the Hindu goddess.
Mm-hmm.
And she has so many shades of purple and
Yeah.
brown and blue, and she's just magical. I don't
Yeah.
know how people, not too many people like black cats, and they're
Yeah.
just spectacular. Okay, your art first impressions. What did people say about your art when you first came up with these wild ideas?
I think I have always been like kind of a class clown and like getting people to laugh. So when I first started making things and showing them, like people would laugh at
Of
first,
course.
and I was like, that's what I want. And I was never very good at like drawing comics and like comic strips. I was more so like a one kind of painting kind of person. Um, so I think that like I have like basically illustrate memes, honestly.
Exactly, they are. They're memes. Exactly. I love black cats. Kittyholic. Of course, they're magical. Of course. How do you feel when you're creating your paintings?
I feel really calm. It's almost like a Zen kind of thing, or like a meditation, I think.
Yes, yeah.
Just like, and like nearer to the end, if I'm looking at the cat's expression or the phrase and laughing, like I'll just sit there and giggle to myself like a nerd.
It is
But I know
crazy. I mean, these when I paint cats, especially when they are like commissioned, I talk to them.
Yeah.
Do you as well, or am I
haven't,
the
but
only crazy one?
I would. Yeah, that sounds like something I would do.
Because it's like you're turning out to be so beautiful in this painting. And I
Yeah.
see, yeah, you do that.
Yeah,
That's
I
funny.
get that.
Okay. Tell us about your cat tarot. I don't have it. I just,
Oh, I'm sorry. It's
yeah. It came up today. I'm not sure what, it was delivered. I got it, but on my
mail
phone.
is
Yeah, it has to be. I have to be patient. I know. It's just Christmas
yeah.
time. It's just crazy.
My mom sent me a package priority on the 16th. It was supposed to be 2-day priority, and it got there today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we have to be patient. I was just hoping to have it today.
yeah.
Why did you create a tarot? Is that something that you were interested in?
I've always been kind of interested in the occult. I read every like ghost and witch and magic book that I could get my hands on for the library when I was a kid. I loved the X-Files. That was like one of my favorite shows growing up. And I think I got my first tarot deck when I was 11 or 12. My stepmom gifted it to me, and she like did the traditional thing where she wrapped it in silk and gave it to me.
Yeah.
Like I guess you're supposed to do, and there are a lot of cat tarot decks out there, but I haven't seen any like humorous ones before. So
Exactly.
I wanted to take the humorous side of cats and like what fits in with my artwork, and then combine it with like the occult and witch things and tarot. So
That's good. But do you do intuitive tarot, intuitive tarot, or do you do your tarot? I mean,
I haven't practiced as much in recent years. Like I had to do a lot of research for this, but I haven't done it as much since I created it. I think
it's very interesting.
So much work.
Yeah, I bet.
Tarot deck.
I bet.
And this is 78 individual illustrations plus
exactly because you have
and all the things.
Of course.
So
you have higher and minor arcana.
Yeah.
That's not easy.
No.
I mean, I would say I'm a tarot collector because I do have like lots of tarot, and that's why I ordered yours because it's just so different than any other.
So cool.
And it is the way we look at the cards. Maybe I just like to meditate on them. Mm-hmm. It's not really like they're gonna tell me the future or anything like that. It's just like they have that. I mean, those images tell you something,
Sure. I mean,
so
it's almost like
I really
journaling.
like the tarot art. It is. Yeah.
You're figuring out things about yourself that you maybe should already know by looking at the cards and meditating on them.
Exactly. It is pretty good. I mean, I love tarot. Okay, tell us about your project and familiars.
Oh, I love it. It's my most recent project with my husband, Justin Devine. We made
He's an illustrator as well?
He is. He's like a fabulous illustrator. And we co-wrote the book together and co-illustrated it. So everything in the book that you see is done by both of us. And it's basically like an encyclopedia and care guide for a witch familiar. So different animals that could be a witch familiar, and it marries real animal facts with like mystical facts and fake facts, and kind of does it like in a tongue-in-cheek kind of way.
Yeah, I took the quiz that you have in your.
What
I believe I got. I'm not sure what I got. No, you forgot. But it was funny because you can just. I mean, they're crazy questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to take it, guys. I mean, just go to your to her link tree, and you'll find a quiz there. And who's your familiar animal, right?
Yeah, you can figure out which animal is your familiar, and we have all sorts of animals in it. It's like hedgehogs, turkey vultures, leafy sea dragons. They're not the normal like black cats and toads.
Oh, not at all. I don't remember I got. I'm just forget it. But this is good. Let me see the book again so people can see it. Oh, look at that! It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's got fun.
Congratulations.
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, you can put the gold.
Light.
You have the gold there. It's incredible. And okay, and you have a book called "Cats Are the Worst."
Yeah.
Why? Why the worst?
Well, I mean, I think anybody who has cats thinks that they're a little bit the worst and a little bit the best.
Yeah, of course.
And it's this Cats Are the Worst was co-created with Bexy McFly, who writes Puss Week magazine in Australia. And I think she's hilarious. And I always wanted to do a project with her. So she and I came up with like this playful back and forth between cats and humans, talking about why each one is the worst. And oftentimes it's the same reason.
Exactly.
Like cats jumping on the table, and then cats being sad that their dinner bowl is empty. And at the end, no spoilers, but they may come around and decide that everyone's okay.
Exactly. That's great. Okay, tell us about your cat Lady Old Maid game.
Yeah, it plays just like regular Old Maid with like matching pairs of cats. I like my husband and I moved from California to the Midwest in 2016, and we went through like a bunch of cities in the Southwest and like the Middle South, looking at different cat cafes. And so I took a bunch of pictures of cats there, and like they're all cats from cat cafes that I met. And then so it plays like regular Old Maid with matching pairs, but at the end you get the cat lady, and whoever gets the cat lady wins. Of course. Because you win when you're the cat lady.
That's great. I think I'm going to get that one as well. Okay.
Really fun.
It is. What would you change about the art world nowadays?
Well, I think that there's a lot of a culture of competition, and especially like with social media, I think you can see people on the internet and think that they're better than you for some reason, and so you don't want to share secrets. You don't want to have share art secrets at all. And so I've met people who've been like, oh, I don't want to tell you where I made this because what? Why?
Why
would you do that,
exactly? Yeah, I feel the same way as you do. Why not sharing, the way you do things and where do you get them done? It's actually nonsense. I mean,
it's silly. They're not going to take anything from you. I subscribe to shine theory, in which I don't shine unless you shine. So I want true. To shine.
Of course, that's true. Totally. I believe that. How has technology? You already told me about social media. Do you use any technology for your art? It's just watercolor. Like I do. I use Procreate, and I mean sometimes I use traditional painting, but I use technology.
I have a day job in which I use my Cintiq a lot. So I use a Cintiq for drawing, and I'll use Photoshop. Sometimes I'll lay things out in Photoshop first, and then sketch them traditionally and then scan them and then maybe draw over them again and then
Yeah,
print
it
them.
makes our lives
Uh,
easier.
it
Totally,
does.
it totally. The technology. I mean, I'm just a tech nerd, I would say.
Awesome.
And what barriers? How do you pronounce that?
Barriers.
Barriers.
Yeah.
Have you encountered in your career as an artist?
Like,
Have you encountered any barriers?
I guess, unfortunately, like I've had like other artists say weird things to me. I mean, I could be like, I've had somebody say like, oh, I could be successful too if I painted cute animals, or you're lucky that watercolor is trending right now, and like
Oh,
things
it's
like
trend.
that,
Oh,
which is a
okay.
little sad because I think it goes to the competition thing again, which like I think that they felt threatened, and so
They
they,
do. I mean,
or me.
why artists should feel threatened with other artists. I mean, we should just share our stuff and I
Be
mean,
supportive.
be supportive. Yeah, even I mean, if I like an artist, I'll just repost it or maybe put it in my stories. I love this
Yeah,
artist. Follow me. That's just well,
yeah.
that's okay. So
And I'm just I'm very very realistic about the fact that like I don't need to be everyone's cup of tea, but like I also wouldn't say something like that to somebody else.
of course, the things that I mean, like I painted. I mean, I started painting cats since 1998, a long, long time ago, and that's what I just wanted to do. I'm a graphic designer, and I was like, what am I going to do when I'm older? Like, I don't want to do editorial graphic design for, forever. So,
Yeah.
I started painting, and I've always liked paint and to paint and to illustrate stuff and to the color books. I mean, that was just, for me,
Yeah.
it was a fantastic gift to have a color book.
They're
And
so
yeah, and the way the crayons and the color pencil smells, just like, I mean, for me it's just awesome.
yeah.
So I started painting cats, and people were like, cats, why why cats? It's just like, why don't you paint something else, something more commercial, or and okay, it takes a long time to do what you really want to do, but if that's it, then you go for it and stay with it, and don't pay attention to any other people that would say
Yeah.
why cats. It's just like, cats are just so beautiful and aesthetic. It's just like,
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, the way they sleep is just like so artful, and so why not? Why not
Yeah.
cats?
They're
So
like sleepy dancers.
they are, and their self-esteem is just like to the top. It's just like we're kings of the world. Okay, okay. The media or technique you already explained is just like watercolor.
Mhm.
And what else do you use besides your Photoshop, if you need to do something, or scanning, or all that?
Um, I mean, I'll use ink and graphite sometimes too.
Graphite.
I haven't really dabbled too much in Procreate. My husband uses it, and you said that you use it.
It's very
I need
good.
to get on it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And now we have Illustrator for iPad,
Hmm.
and that is so easy to use.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it has like less functions than the one on the desktop, but it's really good. It's really good.
That's awesome.
So what I do is just for art I use Procreate, and for logos I use my Procreate, and then I'll just sketch them on Procreate, and then work on Illustrator. So it's
Totally.
it's pretty good. It's very good.
That's awesome.
Okay, and to do see music or podcasts that you listen while you're painting.
I do listen to a lot of podcasts. There's a podcast called This Is Love that
Okay.
actually had a recent series about people loving animals, which I think is
Okay.
top notch. It's really good.
This is love.
She
I'm gonna
also
write it down.
does, yeah, it's called This Is Love. And the most
Alejandro,
recent,
may I have a pen?
and the
Yeah,
most
I just
recent
want to write
season
it
was
down.
about animals. But it's the sister podcast to a podcast
Yes.
called Criminal
Oh,
by Phoebe
that
Judge.
that those
Yeah.
are good. I
Uh,
listen to true crime,
yeah.
and I've been listening to one that's very very old fashioned. It's just like this guy took like old recordings from the radio,
Uh-huh.
and he created a podcast with all these stories. It's
That's
just like
awesome.
horror stories, but I don't remember which one is it. I mean, the name. I just listen to it
Suspense.
automatically. It's just like that, but it's very very good. So,
That's
what's the
awesome.
podcast? You True Love? No,
It's called This Is Love.
This is Love.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna listen to that.
Yeah, you should. It's really good.
Oh, that's good. There are so many good
I
podcasts
know.
around.
I love podcasts. I was a big fan of This American Life back in the day. I feel like podcasts remind me of when my parents used to read me stories before
Of
bed.
course, yeah. That's it. Yeah, of course. It's pretty good. Okay. How has your art changed over time? Was it different than what it is
Um,
now?
a little bit. I mean, I think there I've been trying to be looser with my artwork more recently. Like I think that there was like a middle period. Like I started, and I think my work was really loose, and I think it's gotten progressively tighter over time. And I wonder if I just need to work bigger or like do something to loosen myself up a little bit more. You know, it's hard
Yeah, yeah. We're
finding the balance.
always questioning our art.
Yeah.
What kind of art do you like? Like besides yours, what?
Oh, I mean, sometimes I like mine.
Of course.
I like a lot of different stuff. I'm into a lot of illustrators. Lisa Hannawalt is one of my favorites. I really love Rochelle Baker. And do you know like the old scientific watercolorist Peggy McNamara?
No, but I'm gonna look it
She's
up.
incredible. She's like one of my, I think, watercolor gurus. She was the artist in residence for the Field Museum in Chicago for a long time. So she painted a ton of animals. And then I also really like the characterization and stylization of Maurice Sendak. I feel like Maurice Sendak like has influenced my work a lot. Like specifically like the Frog and Toad and like Little Bear series.
Oh
Like I feel
yeah.
like the characterization and the facial expressions of the animals really influence me.
And what's your favorite artwork? I mean, from all the artwork that you've done, what's like the most
Oh, my favorite?
your favorite? Yeah.
Well, I kind of feel like that how my grandma felt about like traveling, where she, whenever somebody asked her like what was the favorite, like most favorite place she ever visited, she would always say the next place. And so I'm
Perfect.
gonna say my next project is my favorite
That's
project.
good. That's a good, yeah, perfect answer. Okay, describe a real life situation that has inspired you. I guess you have like tons of
I don't know.
different
I read this
situations.
question and I was like, this is so hard.
Is it?
I mean, it kind of is. I mean, I feel like I'm inspired daily by my cats,
Of course.
like doing silly things, and like they're all surrounding me right now.
They are.
Because, well, yeah, dinner time is soonish,
Oh, of
and
course.
so they're all like
Yeah.
waiting patiently, but not patiently for me. Um, and so they're all. It's really funny. Two of them are sitting like facing me, like it'd be hard for me to move it and like show you, but they're very stoic and like not looking at me, but
Yeah,
kind of
aggressive.
side-eyeing me.
That's passive aggressive.
Yeah. So I feel like that kind of thing
All the
is
time.
inspiring.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
Yeah.
mean, they're my inspiration usually. Real life situations every time, all the time with them. To what you had already. Do you do research before doing? I mean, like your tarot. You
Oh
probably
yeah,
did lots of
that
research, of
definitely.
course, of course.
And I did a we did a lot of research for
Research,
unfamiliar familiars as well.
of course.
Just like looking up um, interesting animal facts. Like we first came up with a list of animals that we wanted to include in the book, and then we looked up facts about them and tried to marry those facts with like magical powers and magical like spells and things like that. So things that like correlated together, we tried to do so. So there'll be like real facts, like for example, the turkey vultures like are known to be like gross and eat dead things, but they actually, because they're eating like decaying animals,
Yes,
they're cleaning up things,
they
and then
are. Yeah,
their stool is actually sanitizing. So like their stool is antimicrobial and antibacterial. So they're actually like leaving things cleaner than they found them,
exactly.
which
Yes,
is cool.
it is. It is. I mean, we have like lots of vultures where I lived before, and I mean, at first they were like, but then when you research what they do, what they
Yeah.
do, and all that, they're really cool animals. Your dream project, what would be the next one?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I love like I love making books. I love creating things that are useful. And I love making projects about animals. So if I could like marry the things, I have kind of a couple dream projects that I'm kind of working on right now.
That's cool.
But yeah, um, but I love like animals in predicaments, sad animals, underdogs, kinds of things
That's
like
cool.
that.
That's very cool. Tell us about your cats. Do you have cats just, or do you have dogs as well? Just
I
cats?
just have cats. We aren't really set up to have dogs, unfortunately. So right now I have 4 cats that are mine, and then we have 2 foster cats living with us too, right now.
Oh, that's
Um,
cute.
Yeah. So there's Davos, who is a black and white cow cat, and he's the oldest cat. And he's a big fraidy cat. There's Griffin, who is the ginger cat who we saw earlier, who's the polydactyl. He's got,
Oh, he's polydactyl?
yeah, he's
Wow.
actually like super polydactyl too, because he has 6 fingers on the front and the back paws, which is really rare. Usually polydactyls just have front.
Yeah.
And the vet told me he has extra teeth too.
So he's just unique.
Yes, he's very unique. And then Cecily is our tabby and white cat, and she's kind of like an older, sassy girl cat who's just doesn't really like anybody except for like being warm and eating. And then we have Rara, who is our black cat, who just kind of, we didn't mean to adopt another cat, but she kind of adopted our cat. You know how it goes.
I know, I know. I mean, we've had cats adopted by our cats. I mean, we had fosters, and then they adopted the fosters. So we
Yes,
had.
that's what we said too.
Okay, and finally, your favorite famous cat.
Gosh, I was thinking about this. I love, there's a book that I had when I was a kid called Chloe and Maud by Sandra Boynton, who is just like, they're 2 cat friends and they're really chubby and cute. And they like to paint and draw and go on adventures and nature walks together. And I really love those cats. And I just like adored that book when I was a kid. I love like Cliven cats, like that old like cartoonist Cliven. And in terms of like internet cats, there are so many. Like I follow one that I really like called Real Stumpy Cat, which is just like a tiny little like potato-sized cat. So cute. Just like really tiny. It just like it's a birth defect, and so like
Yeah,
probably has problems associated
of course.
with that.
Yeah,
But so I don't want to fetishize it, but it's also so very cute.
it is very cute. Yeah, well, Megan, thank you so much for accepting
Thank
this. I'm
you.
gonna leave these. I'm gonna send you the videos. You can
Oh,
post it,
awesome.
whatever. And well, thank you. I mean, really, this is just new project for me. It's just totally out of my comfort zone,
It's
and
awesome.
and I think that I mean we share so much being animal artists. It's just like I thought that it would be a good idea to have the person behind the images and the paintings, tell us what they feel and how they feel
Yeah.
when they're painting. All these just um, maybe some funny questions, not too serious.
Yeah. And
So
hopefully inspiring to somebody or like
yeah,
to us.
exactly.
I'm inspired by this. This is awesome. This is
It
such a
is.
cool
I
thing that
mean,
you're doing.
yeah. I mean, I was. The first one was with with Bang Meow,
Yeah,
and
she's
I
amazing.
almost canceled like the night before because
Oh
I'm
no,
like, I was like, why am I doing this? I mean,
so
I'm
cool.
so crazy.
That's
And
awesome.
so this is just, I mean, it's pretty good for me. I think it's, and we have like a long list of guests.
Yeah,
So it's
this
gonna
really
be here
impressive
for
list
a
too.
while. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna be here
awesome.
for a while. Well, thank you so much, Megan,
Thank
and
you.
I hope 2021 is much better than the 2020, of
For
course.
you as well.
Uh, yeah. So thank you so much, and kiss your
Thank you.
cats for me.
I
Bye.
will. Okay, bye.
Thank you.